Welcome back to High Stakes, where we help you elevate your betting strategy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated with our daily content. Looking for exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join us on Patreon. Links are available in the comments section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Oh, you thought the Atlanta Hawks, 18-17, would just be this well-oiled, unstoppable machine this season? Nah, they've been as unpredictable as a weather forecast in the middle of a storm. 1 minute, they're looking like a serious threat with that shiny talent all over their roster. And the next, they're losing games they shouldn't. I mean, come on, if you're a team that's supposed to make some noise in the East, you can't be sitting at .500 with a whopping 8-10 record away from home. But hey, at least they've got Trae Young out here shooting 39% from the field, because, that's the stuff championships are made of. Throw in DeAndre Hunter and Jalen Johnson, each casually putting up 20 a game, and suddenly, this team doesn't seem that bad, unless they're trying to play defense. A generous way of putting it, they're allowing 119 points a game, and they're ranked 27th defensively. Not a championship formula if you ask me, but hey, what do I know? Now, we're talking about their last game against the Lakers, where Young's 33 points weren't enough to stop LA from putting up 49% from the field and cruising to a 119-102 win. That's the Hawks for you. All offense, no defense, and not a single game where they're really locking anyone down. If you like offense, sure, they're fun to watch, but if you're hoping for some actual defensive strategy, you might want to look elsewhere. Now let's talk about the Los Angeles Clippers, 19-15, who have been doing the complete opposite of what we all expected. They were supposed to be tanking for a high draft pick this season. Instead, they're sitting over .500, proving that sometimes NBA rosters can come together when no one expects them to. I mean, they're playing like a playoff contender in the West. And who could have seen that coming? Sure, they can't score like the high-flying Hawks, with their 108 points a game ranking 24th in the league. But who needs offense when you've got one of the best defenses in the NBA? The Clippers are top 5 in opponents' three-point percentage, three-pointers made, rebounds, and points allowed. You're not just walking in there and getting an easy bucket. They're locking things down, and it's working. Let's talk about their star power. Norman Powell. Yeah, the guy who's quietly been putting up 24 points a game this season. Not bad, huh? Oh, and James Harden, of course. He's still doing his thing with 22 points per game, but I don't know if anyone's really surprised by that. It's not exactly the 30-point scoring machine of old, but it's solid, and it's helping them keep the ship afloat. The last time out, the Clippers got hammered by the Thunder, which was, not ideal, but they're still a strong team overall. A one-sided loss like that doesn't erase what's been a pretty solid run for them. They've still got that defense, and that's what will help them get this win. History's on the Clippers' side too. These two teams have faced off 10 times in the past. And guess what? They've split it right down the middle, 5-5. But this time things feel a little different. The Clippers have a solid 3-2 record on their home court in that stretch. And let's not forget the Hawks have already played on Friday night. The Clippers are coming in rested, and they're playing at home. The Hawks are good offensively, but they've never really shown they can handle a team that can defend like the Clippers. The Clippers won't let Trae Young and company run wild like they're used to. And with their home court advantage, this is where LA's defense is going to make the difference. Prediction: Los Angeles -5.5 is where you want to be. Look, Atlanta might have a nice offense, but it's not enough to overcome one of the best defenses in the league. The Clippers aren't going to let them just do whatever they want. Plus, let's be real, Atlanta is not that good on the road, especially not against a defensive juggernaut like the Clippers. And as for the total, with the way both teams have been playing lately, go ahead and take the under on 229.5 points. The Clippers' defense will keep the Hawks from scoring at will, and given that the under's hit in 7 of the last 10 games for LA, this game's going to be low scoring. The Hawks may be high-powered offensively, but they're not going to be lighting it up against a team that's got defense on lock. So, keep it simple. Los Angeles to cover the -5.5 spread, and take the under on 229.5 points. Don't overthink it. Norman Powell over 20.5 points. Norman Powell has been the surprising star for the Clippers this season, quietly but consistently leading the team in scoring with an average of 24 points per game. Against a Hawks defense that allows a staggering 119 points per game and ranks 27th in the NBA, Powell is set up to have another strong performance. The Hawks' inability to contest shots effectively, particularly from dynamic scorers like Powell, makes this an excellent prop to back. Expect Powell to take advantage of Atlanta's weak perimeter defense and rack up points, especially in a game where LA's offense will lean on his production. James Harden over 5.5 assists. While Harden isn't putting up MVP-level numbers anymore, he's still a solid contributor in the playmaking department, averaging 5.5 assists per game. With the Clippers' defense-first approach, Harden will likely look to facilitate the offense rather than take over as a primary scorer. The Hawks' leaky defense provides ample opportunity for Harden to find open teammates like Powell, Amir Coffey, or even Ivica Zubac down low. Given the slower-paced, strategic nature of this game, Harden should surpass this assist mark with ease. Clippers to win by 5 to 10 points. The Los Angeles Clippers have been a pleasant surprise this season, defying preseason expectations that they might tank for a high draft pick. Instead, they've turned into a cohesive, overachieving team with a respectable record of 19-15 overall, bolstered by an impressive 11-6 mark at home. Their success isn't rooted in high-powered offense, but in their elite defense, which ranks among the top 5 in the league in several critical categories, including points allowed, opponent three-point percentage, and defensive rebounds. This disciplined, methodical approach on the defensive end has allowed them to consistently grind out victories, particularly on their home floor. The Clippers' defense has been a nightmare for opponents, especially at home, where they limit teams to one of the lowest field goal percentages in the NBA. Their ability to stifle the perimeter is especially notable, as they rank among the best in limiting three-point shots both in terms of accuracy and volume. For a team like the Hawks, which relies on offensive bursts and perimeter play to generate momentum, the Clippers' defensive strategy poses a significant challenge. This defensive prowess is particularly important against a team like Atlanta, which has been one of the most inconsistent squads in the league. Despite their offensive firepower, the Hawks struggle to maintain their rhythm on the road, where they're just 8-10 this season. This road inconsistency is compounded by their porous defense, which ranks 27th in points allowed, giving up an alarming 119 points per game. Against a disciplined Clippers team, the Hawks are unlikely to get the same easy looks they thrive on against weaker defensive opponents. The Clippers have the tools to control this game, particularly on their home floor. However, the Hawks' offensive talent ensures that they won't get completely blown out. Atlanta's ability to score in bunches and keep games close with timely shooting means they'll likely hang around for most of the contest. The Clippers, on the other hand, are not a team built to dominate offensively. They average just 108 points per game, ranking 24th in the league. Instead, they rely on their defense to wear teams down and secure late-game victories. With this dynamic in mind, a 5 to 10 point victory feels like the most likely outcome. The Clippers should be able to pull away in the fourth quarter, using their defensive intensity to force key stops and capitalize on Atlanta's defensive lapses. However, the Hawks' offensive weapons will likely prevent this from turning into a blowout, keeping the final margin within a competitive range. Trae Young over 9.5 assists. Trae Young may not be having his most efficient shooting season, hitting just 39% from the field, but his ability to impact the game as a playmaker remains undeniable. Young is the engine that drives the Atlanta Hawks offense, and his court vision and passing ability make him one of the most dangerous facilitators in the league. With offensive weapons like DeAndre Hunter and Jalen Johnson, who are both averaging around 20 points per game, Young has a wealth of options to distribute the ball to. This sets the stage for another strong assist performance, even against a disciplined Clippers defense. The Hawks' offensive system is heavily reliant on Trae Young to create opportunities for his teammates. Whether it's in transition or the half court, Young is constantly probing defenses, looking for openings to exploit. Despite his shooting struggles, he's averaging 10.1 assists per game, one of the top marks in the league. His ability to collapse defenses with his dribble penetration and then find open shooters or cutters is what makes him so effective as a playmaker. Against a team like the Clippers, who rank in the top 5 defensively, it's reasonable to expect LA to focus on limiting Young's scoring opportunities. This defensive pressure will likely force him to lean even more into his role as a facilitator, seeking to break down the Clippers' defensive schemes by spreading the ball around. Trae Young has logged double-digit assists in 22 of his 35 games this season. Even when his shot isn't falling, his ability to find open teammates remains a constant. With multiple players capable of creating their own shot or finishing plays, Young doesn't have to shoulder the scoring load alone. His teammates' ability to convert on his passes significantly boosts his assist potential. The Clippers' defense is more likely to focus on containing Young as a scorer, which should naturally increase his assist opportunities. This defensive scheme often results in Young racking up high assist totals as he adjusts his approach to exploit LA's pressure. And that's a wrap on today's video, folks. I'm sure you're absolutely on the edge of your seat, eagerly awaiting the next thrilling installment of this channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because clearly you don't want to miss any of our daily videos. I mean, who could live without them? And while you're at it, smash that notification bell, so you can be the first to know when we drop more gems like this. Oh, and if you're looking for some premium picks, because, let's be honest, who isn't? Join our Patreon. It's where the real magic happens. premium picks, insider info, and possibly even some mildly entertaining banter. So, hit that link, and we'll see you on the inside. Until next time, enjoy the game, make those bets, and remember, you're welcome.